Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of energy readings. Another energy reading, another healing, another week of interestingness, to say the least, right? So for today's energy reading, I really dove deep and ask my guides, ask my higher self, what is it that we need to focus on? What's most important for our healing this week? Because that's the main focus. I feel this week is all about healing, all about connecting to that inner part of you, that the inner child of you, that inner child that needs your attention, that place that you've kind of put off for a while. And now it's just calling your attention. It's bringing forward more awareness of what you need in your life. I feel like that's what's really being called in this week, is focusing more on that little part of you that needs something, right? I feel like there's a missing. With healing, like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, healing, I've noticed it in an ebb and flow. That's kind of how it showed up in my life. There's been times in my life where I'm like gung-ho, let's do this healing. Let's, like there's something in my life that needs to be worked on. Let's do it. And then there's times where I'm like backed off and I'm just like not interested. Not something that I want to do, right? So let me know in the comments if this is you, if this sounds like something that you've been kind of going through yourself. I know that healing is very important and I can feel the need for that coming up now. Hi, Loretta. Thanks so much for coming on. So that's kind of what I want to focus today's energy reading all about, right? One thing that came to me before the live started was taking authority in your own life. So when I say taking authority in your life, what comes up for you? Put it in the comments. Let me know what comes up for you. It'll be interesting to see. But for me, when I think of taking authority in my life, it's just taking control. It's taking care of, like, nurturing those parts of me that needed nurturing, that I put off, right? And the good thing about diving deep, from my experience, from what I've been through, diving deep into your own healing, is that gets you deeper into that self-realization place, that deeper self-realization that this is all just a game, right? It's serious, but it's not as serious as we make it out to be half the time because of, past experiences, past lives. Before we incarnate in this lifetime, we make a plan with all these people. It's a play, right? And we make a plan and we say, okay, you're going to play the husband, you're going to play the daughter, you're going to play the cousin, you're going to play that guy that hits me in my car when I'm falling off track in life, right? So then I can get back in track, right? So a lot of these things that happen in our lives and our relationships are predestined by you, right? If you can even, fathom half of that, it makes sense, right? And it's all for your learning, your growing, your involvement. Because here's the thing. I mean, we could easily stay over on the other side, on the spirit side, and go to the Hall of Libraries, go to the Hall of Lamenty, and go and learn all this stuff from books, right? But it's not like going out and doing the real thing. Earth School is one of the hardest. And that's one thing that I've learned in all my searchings and all my spiritual travels have taken me, right? Everywhere I've gone, it's all pointed back to the same thing, right? All these spiritual gurus out there, all these spiritual teachings, they all come back to the same thing. And it's basically like, we're here just to grow and learn and have these experiences. And if we create karma, then we need to pay it back before we move on to the next planet, next universe, next galaxy, whatever, next thing that we do in our soul evolution, right? It's big. And this is what I've been diving deep into lately. So this is why I'm sharing this with you. So the biggest thing is that this is all catalysts for change, learning, growing, evolving, moving. You know, the more you learn, the more deeper into yourself you go, the more you're going to evolve and grow, right? It's just simple. So I'm going to pull out some cards. I'm going to get some clarification from our higher selves for this reading today, because I feel like it's deep, bottom line. Right? This is deep stuff, right? So if you're on, say hi, let me know you're here. I want to know who's all here, who's watching, who's hanging out with me today. I'm going to pull some cards. Let's get into it. Let's see what they have to say. And of course, I am going to have time for a few readings today. So if you're interested in receiving a reading, just let me know in the comments and what it is that you're looking to get a little bit more insight on. All right. I feel my third eye is just lit up. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So the first card that popped up for the general reading this week is Divine Masculine. And it's interesting because as soon as this card popped up for me, I feel like there's a need for balance. There's a need that it's been a little too heavy in the Divine Masculine. And I feel like it's something that we can definitely work on. So it says that frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom, right? So this card is reminding you that the Divine Masculine, it is useful. It definitely is useful, right? It's a get up and go kind of thing, right? Divine Feminine, you're looking more at this nurturing, loving, comforting side of things. But if you want to step out of your comfort zone, if you want to grow and push yourself, that's when you're stepping into the Divine Masculine, right? So, allowing it to express itself. How often are you allowing yourself to express yourself? That's an interesting question, right? Like, do you freely express yourself, or is it hard for you, right? That's just something to kind of think about. And that's what that card is kind of reminding you. It's like reminding you that the Divine Masculine part of you needs to express itself. And that's what's calling out this week, right? So the next card that came out was Discernment. Very, very important. Discernment, it says the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance, yet detachment with compassion and wisdom. So really, discernment is not getting emotionally involved, right? Not allowing yourself to get sucked down the rabbit hole of emotion, of the energy, the energetic charges in your body that have been lit up by a certain situation, right? So that's really important to think about for sure. Divine Masculine with discernment. I'm going to pull one more card for the general reading because I feel like there's something more that wants to come out here. Hang on. Let's see. And Loretta says, yes, absolutely. You can have a reading for sure. Just let me know if there's something specific that you want to dive into, or if there's just a general reading. Here we go. Okay, so Alchemy is the next card that comes out for the general reading today. And it says the frequency of alchemy activates our magic ability to remember of the magic that we hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge and that's allowed to the true alchemist to perform miracles of transmutation. There's a lot that's wrapped up in that one sentence, if you hear it, because it says each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform miracles and transmutation. So the true alchemist, that's just being completely neutral. The true alchemist is somebody who can rise above emotion, rise above the stickiness of a situation that sucks you in to the story, right? It's not buying into the story. It's seeing for things for how they truly are. And that's super important. So if you want to change something, if you want to alchemize something in your life, you want to transmute it, you can use all these big words, really. It's just, you want to change something in your life, you have to rise above the emotion out of it. And that's what this card is really saying. The true alchemist is somebody that's completely neutral. That's perhaps somebody that's been able to detach themselves from emotion. And us empaths here, that is like our biggest struggle, is the emotion. I don't know about you, but I know for me, that has been my story, right? So if you want to transmute it, if you want to clear it, you're gonna need to go into that neutrality place, right? So that's very important. So I see where these cards are going now. It's the divine masculine, get up and go, do that thing, right? With discernment, trust your gut, trust what's coming out for you, right? And then you can alchemize it. You can change it. You can change it to whatever you want, which is the coolest thing, right? So that, if anything you got out of that, that is the messages that are coming forth this week. So something to really pay attention to in your own lives, how things are changing and how you are allowing them to change, right? All right, so I will get in here. So Loretta says, well, perhaps guidance for my new wellness business that I'm working on. Okay, so guidance on your, I'm going to ask for your higher self to step forward, Loretta, and let us know what it is that you need guidance on, because it's your new wellness bill. What are your personal thoughts about your wellness business right now as it stands? Maybe put that in the comments so then we can clarify the energy we're working with here, because the stories that you have about your wellness business is going to play into the energy that you're going to be putting into as it's launching, right? If that makes sense. So the stories that you're right now, are they helpful? Are they helping you progress? Are they masculine energies, pushing, going forward, moving, changing, or is it kind of sitting back and be like, well, judging yourself? Are you in this place of allowing things to move forward the way that they are supposed to move forward? Are you trying to make things move the way that you expect them to, right? Expectations are killers of manifestation, right? So, excuse me. So that's just something to keep in mind. Let's pull up some cards for you, Loretta. And anyone who is watching this, working on a business of yours, this could also help you as well. So I feel like this deck, we're going to pull out Rebecca Campbell's deck. My throat chakra is very closed up today. Oh my goodness. That is very interesting. Just a second here. Okay, so Loretta says, so many areas to put my entertainment. What do people need the most from energy? Certified end of life doula now. Okay, so you're helping others transition over to the afterlife. My question to you would be, what is your knowledge of what happens as you cross over? Because if you're, in this course, I'm interested to know what they teach you about what it is that happens at end of life. not entertainment, energy. Yeah. And it makes more sense. Because the more knowledge that you obtain, like truthful knowledge here, that's the thing. Like there's knowledge that people have told you, and then there's knowledge that you seek out that feels like right to you. You're like, oh my God, when you hear that, you're like, that makes sense, right? So I'm interested to know, because for me personally, what I found out about the, the transition over, it's, they're very open, and they know, like, this is a thing that they're really, it's not a surprise, right? It's been coming for a while. It's all about the sound journey to me. Move from fear to love. The soul journey. Yeah. The soul journey to me. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, you're just helping souls, because that's the thing too, is like at the end of life, doula is like, that's a very important job to do. Right. And it's something that, the more you kind of dive into what really happens with the soul, it'll help you, because you're not really transitioning, like the mind, like when the human mind is at end of life, there's a lot of fear, right? But they're not really in their human mind anymore. They're more into their soul. They're more detached from their body, right? So it's, I don't know, Loretta, have you ever read the book Between Death and Life by Dolores Cannon? I think that book would really help you out. I think that book would actually, really add to the work that you're doing with these people. So that's just my suggestion to you. You can take it or leave it, but I feel like that knowledge with Dolores Cannon is really going to help you with this transition, with this work that you're doing. Because it definitely helped open my eyes to not to be so fearful of it anymore, right? Anyway, I'll leave that with you if you want to do that or not, but I'm going to just pull some cards for you and see what it says. Okay, so the first card that came out for you was the Great Gathering, which is interesting that this is the card that came up, because I feel like these are like all souls, right? These are all the souls that you're helping cross over, which is very relatable, right? So it says the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. So this card is telling you that everything that you're doing right now is exactly what you need to be doing. It's coming together the way it's supposed to come together, not the way that you expect it to come together. Let go of any expectations of what you think it should look like, and just allow it to show up as it is, right? So know that this is where you need to be right now. I feel like this is a spot that is not very a big surprise to you in life, right? This has kind of been a long time coming. So it's all coming together, that reassurance, that knowing that everything is going to work out. Because the next card that came out was yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes to everything you do, right? Yes to everything that's going on in your life. And the more you say yes, yes, yes to everything that your guides are showing you, the synchronicities, those people that you're meeting, the path that you're following, right? Keep saying yes on that path and see where it takes you. That's the kind of fun game that you could play with it. It's always fun to play games with things to see where it takes you, right? Be silly, be bold, be curious. Be curious about where this is going, right? The last card that came out was Lemuria. Lemuria. Now, excuse me. Lemuria was very ancient, a city, or it was a continent actually. I'm not too sure if many of you are familiar with Lemuria or not. It was the time of Atlantis, right? So I'll give you a quick 2 cents about it. Basically, Lemuria is where civilization started. There was Syrians, there was Palladians that came, and we were birthed from the Palladian star mothers, right? That's how humanity changed from being a caveman to being who we are now, right? So that's a really cool thing. And it's a cool thing that it came up in your reading today, Loretta, because I feel like that's kind of where you are. You're that, instead of birthing in life, you're allowing it to leave. So it's like that tribalness, that the sacredness of the work that you're doing is very important. And this is basically your higher self acknowledging the work that you're doing. So that's really good. I feel like this is like kind of like a congratulations that you took this step, and a congratulations that you've come this far on where you are. And your guides and your angels are really, really supporting you right now, right? It says creating heaven on earth. It's happening. It's happening right now, right? So that's a really good thing. That feels really good. Like this card, when it came out, it was kind of just like, oh, that's that feeling. So that's where you're headed. That's where you're going. So that's really exciting, right? So I don't think you should worry too much about what's happening, and just allow it to go. Allow it to see where it takes you, because you are fully supported. The Great Gathering, you know, intuitive hits, it's all coming together. Like, look at the messages that are really coming in. It's all coming together. Yes, yes, yes. And creating heaven on earth. That's what you're doing for these people, right? So it's a beautiful thing. I love it. All right. So that is it for me today. I know I don't have a lot of time for a lot more readings, but I am going to be working on our healing week coming up August 26th. I do want to mention, you guys, if you are coming up to August, now August 8th, I just want to let you know about August 8th is Lionsgate coming up, right? And Lionsgate, if for those of you may or may not know, is a really great time for new beginnings, new starts, new versions of yourself, right? It's a big creative portal that's opening up, that's going to give you that energy to step forward into that next phase of your life. Like, really. So use that energy that's coming up. It's going to be opening very soon. So even the energies are kind of culminating. Like, it's kind of like, all right, like the machine's like starting up, right? So allow yourself to really take advantage of the energies coming up in the next couple of weeks, because change is upon us, right? We've been going through change for the past couple of years, through this awakening, through this whole ascension process, right? It's tough on us, but there's these little pockets of happiness and joy, and that we can manifest things and create things in our life that we really, really want. And we can have the support of the energies behind us, which Lionsgate is going to definitely bring for you guys, right? So just something to think of, something to be aware of. And then coming up later in August, again, like I said, is Healing Week. So definitely be here for that and participate. That's the thing, is the biggest thing to get what you need out of it, you have to put in the work. Bottom line, right? The more you put into something, the more you're going to get out of it. It's the yin yang kind of back and forth energy, right? So I just wanted to share that with you guys and let you know that this is coming up in this group. It's a completely free workshop, 5 days. And I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. So yeah, that is it for me today. I send you so much love, so much light, and I will see you again next week. All right. Bye-bye.